Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this channel you will find study materials, PowerPoint presentations and video lectures of various courses, especially BS English Literature and Linguistics. Also I'll provide you the notes in the description and the useful links for your guidance. So please subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon to get notification. Today in this video I'm going to talk about discuss the Ibn-e Khaldun, his major contribution in history, his major contribution, the Kitab-ul Ibar. I'll discuss it deeply, and the 5 stages of Assbiyah. If you are interested, please continue watching. First, the introduction of Ibn Khaldun. His real name was Abdul Rahman of Tunis. He was born in Tunis in 1332 and died in 1406 AD. He was the greatest thinker of medieval times. Medieval times are the Middle Ages. He was original thinker or clear-headed thinker, which means that he is not influenced by any other philosopher, rather he had his own ideas. He retained his originality and didn't copy anyone else. He not only contributed to history but many other disciplines including the historiography, philosophy of history, the economics, geography, education, religion and philosophy. He is the founder of social sciences and new sociology of history. According to his concept, he said that the history involves the making generalizations from the findings of the historical events on the basis of cause and effect relationship. Now I will discuss his contribution. His major contribution is the Kitab-ul Ibar. Kitab-ul Ibar is also called Universal History or the Book of Exemplaries or the Book of Lessons. It consists of 8 volumes, and its first volume is the Muqadimmah, which means introduction, in which he explained his theories and philosophy of history. He explored the relationship between the history and geography and overall view of the human society. Muqaddimah deals with the social sciences, sociology, demography, cultural history, Islamic theology, historiography, philosophy of history, economics, and political science. These are the major subjects or the subject matter of his work, the Muqaddimah. What is the major theme of Muqadimah? The major theme of Muqadimah is the Asbiyah, the crux, which is the crux of Muqadimah. Now let me clear you what is Asbiyah. Asbiyah means solidarity. It's a group feeling or group consciousness. To explain the tribalism, he used this word to explain the tribalism, and it acts as a binding force among people. He considered Asbiyah as the major reason behind the rise and fall of civilizations. Strengthening of Asbiyah leads to rise, and weakening of Asbiyah lead to decline of any society or civilization. As a result, this civilization or society is replaced by another community which has stronger Asbiyah. He described the beginning, development, cultural trends, and the fall of all societies, leading to the rise of a new society which would follow the same trends in a continuous cycle. It's a cyclic process which repeats itself after time, and he praised the compliments the Berbers for their tribal solidarity, the unity which enabled them to establish their own states in North Africa. But later in 14th century, weakening of their Asbiyah led to their fall. Ibn Khaldun discussed the 5 stages of Asbiyah. So the first stage is the conquest, in which a community or a society get victory conquest and establish itself. And the second stage is the consolidation, the solidarity and unity which built among the newly formed community. The third stage is the blossoming, which means the accumulation of wealth. The society, the community get prospers at this stage. It develops and flourish. The fourth stage is the lavishness, in which there is a lavish expenditure of wealth, but with some limitations. And if they cross this level, there is a final stage, which is the waste and the squandering, which is the extra lavishness, which lead to their decline. According to him, the cycle of rise, growth, decline cycle, it takes 120 years and generation of people complete this cycle. And he used the analogy of life cycle of humans and civilization, which go through this cycle of birth, maturity, old age and death. Same with the happens with these civilizations as happens with the human beings. Another important concept he focused in his work is the mastery of crafts, habits, and skills. These take place after a society is established, and according to Ibn-e Khaldun, the level of achievement of a society can be determined by just analyzing these three concepts. Another way to distinguish the achievement of a society would be the language factor of a society, since for him the most important element of society would not be the land but the language spoken by them. And he was surprised that many non-Arabs were really successful in the Arabic society, and they had good jobs and were well received by the community. And these people were non-Arabs, but they grew up among the Arabs who possess the habit of Arabic. So they got all this flourishment due to language factor. They are expert in Arabic language, so that's why this is the reason of their success in the Arabic society. And he believed that the reason why non-Arabs were accepted as part of Arab society is only due to their mastery of Arabic language. Same with the case is with nowadays, that if you are an expert in the demanding language of the modern world, so the English language, which is international language nowadays in the modern world, if you are mastery of it, then you will be accepted by the society, and the ones who do not know English will be considered ignorant. Another major theme of his Muqadimah is that he heavily stressed that a good society would be the one in which a tradition of education is deeply rooted in its culture. So he emphasized on the education. And Ibn Khaldun started the Muqaddimah with a thorough criticism of the mistakes regularly committed by his fellow historians, and he noted few critical issues. For example, their overconfidence in their resources and a mistaken belief in the truth, the inability to place an event in its real context, the common desire to gain favor of those of higher ranks by praising them, by spreading their fame and exaggerating their successes. And the most important is the ignorance of the laws governing the formation of human society. Ibn Khaldun did not create a perfect model for a society during his life, but he did think that there was a need for a new model to manage the society to ensure its continuous economic growth. Also, he recommended the best political approaches to develop a society according to his knowledge of history. Ibn Khaldun often criticized superposition and uncritical acceptance of historical data. As a result, he introduces the scientific method to the social sciences, which was considered something new to his age. In the Muqadimmah, Ibn Khaldun's central theme is why nations rise to power and what causes their decline, and his comments are still relevant today. Ibn Khaldun perceives history as a cycle in which rough nomadic peoples with high degrees of internal bonding, urban civilizations have high levels of wealth and culture but are self indulgent and lack both material spirit and social solidarity. That's all for today. Thank you for watching. You can get the notes of this lecture in the description box. Click the link and you will get access.